I thought defensively tonight they came out with a sting. They were purposeful, and we should be. How people respond to losing and trying to get back on track is always an interesting sort of snapshot for all of us. And I thought the guys were great. They came out with a sense of urgency. For the most part, they didn't let up. And I thought that our defense, sort of paved the way for our offense.
But what was the difference, in that performance?
I mean, it's always I think the ability to sustain a spirit, the ability to sustain a ruthless, like 48-minute thing is the holy grail that all coaches seek. And, over the course of 82 games, like it's unrealistic to think like obviously you're going to get that. You need it more than not. You especially need to see sort of accrued examples where it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I thought it was kind of sporadic in Oklahoma City. It wasn't that tonight. And I think it's just human nature, and it's that's my job as the coach to try to corral that, arrest that as much as I can.
What about Trey Burke? You went to him early in the game. Can you talk about that, the reason why you did that?
I mean, it's one of the good things about the team that Elton and the front office have constructed is you do look down and you feel like you have options. And, when I brought Jay Rich sort of off the backup point guard duties and playing him kind of exclusively as a two, you got Raul and Trey like to look at and call upon. And I don't want to see any player rot. I feel like I got to keep those guys alive. It wasn't like Raul did anything wrong. And I thought like Trey coming in and his old coach, maybe there was a connection of dots there. And to your point, I thought he really was a spark that got us going. And I thought his defense was excellent as well.
What did you make of what James Ennis was able to provide off the bench?
I think when you look at the bench in totality, whether it's Keith's point about Trey or whether you look at James and Furkan, they had scoring opportunities that they capitalized on. Then I think, Matisse came in and gave us some good stuff. I was glad to see Shake come in and play in the game and get some minutes. But I thought our bench in general, those wings, I thought did a pretty good job.
And then Tobias, he went 12 for 14, 27 points.
He was our bell ringer tonight. When you're looking up and you're up 25 points going into the fourth, I don't want to play Joel, and I really don't want to play Ben Simmons. And to Cleveland's credit, they cut it to 17, 15, and, we went at Tobias 2 or 3 times in a row, and I think he personally went on an 8-0 run and kind of moved the game away from that danger zone that it felt like it was getting to. And you're always nervous about, playing the heavyweights minutes in a game that you think you should close out. And he came in and sure made it a lot easier to justify the decision to not go with Joel as an example in the fourth period.
But I know you kind of not really downplayed it, but you were focused on tonight's game before talking about the upcoming matchups. But it has to be good to have 13 of your next 18 at home.
How can that not be just fantastic? And it's Philadelphia crowds, our home court, our home fans. There is a uniqueness about that building and them. And because we especially have traveled a lot lately, you appreciate it and recognize it even more. And we haven't lost at home. And we hope to take this learning experience that we're going through on the road and figuring out new people and team and so on and amp it up at home and use that opportunity to get a lot more wins.
Take one more.
You talked about the rim protection. You wanted to be better in that area heading into this game. Do you feel like you got there tonight?
I think that we were better. And some of it is those bigs, when I'm challenging them to go make plays at the rim, knowing that they have help behind. And, there's sort of floor spots that we really try to coach in relation to where do you want to apply the most aggression, like where's the danger zone. And our guys understand like that floor spot, sort of the point of confrontation. And I want them being aggressive. But with that, there is stuff that's got to go on behind it to give them comfort. They're not just not going to be a lob dunk fest. And I thought the partnership of all the pieces was excellent tonight, and it allowed us to have far more protection at the rim than we did in Oklahoma City.